What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Sleep, Think, Eat, Move weekly challenge. This week, we are back to focusing on how we think, and I got a fun challenge in store for us this week. It's going to be incredibly difficult, but it's also incredibly simple. I want to talk about the power, the impact of complaining. Complaining is everywhere. Everybody's doing it almost unconsciously all the time. And when you start to pay attention, when you start to focus on not complaining yourself, you'll start to pick up on how much people actually complain and in how many instances you complained about things that end up being quite trivial. And in a lot of cases, they're just completely out of your control. Maybe you've seen this, but what I would recognize is that people tend to complain about things that are, like most things, are completely out of their control, but are everyday things, like complaining about traffic, complaining about the weather, complaining about needing to do the dishes or a work project or this, that, and the other. And it's incredibly impactful on our overall health. So what we're going to try to do this week is we're going to try and not complain. So for the next 5 days, the challenge is really simple. Don't complain. And I want you to think about, before this challenge starts, I want you to think about one big thing, maybe a pet peeve of yours that you unconsciously do it now, but the thing that really sets you off. And I think that's a good place to start because it's so obvious. You could probably think about it right now in your head. I have an example. One thing that I used to... Sorry, there's a siren coming by. One thing that I used to complain about all the time was what I would call mosiers. And it's those people that walk across the street, that are looking down at their cell phones, not a care in the world, and are walking at a snail's pace. And I used to get so pissed off when I saw that, and I'd be driving my car, and they would just take their sweet old time, and I'd be like, "Don't you have anywhere to go?" I wouldn't say that to them, but I would probably yell that in my car to myself or something like that. I get so worked up. But it's not worth it. It's not worth it to get worked up. And, you know, that spike in your cortisol and all that stuff, it's not good for you. So, you know, the absence of complaining, the absence of negativity can often lead to positivity. So trying to think of the good in every situation. So that's really the objective here. It's to pay attention to how much we complain, to recognize that complaining doesn't add any benefit to our lives or the people around us that we're complaining to, and start with something big. Think about that big ticket item. For me, it was the mosiers. It's really easy for me to recognize and go after. But be conscious of it, think about it, and try not to do it for a whole week. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. You can post them in the comments, write me a DM, something like that. Otherwise, have fun and good luck. Thanks, y'all.